We live, Nova.
Peace and love, family. I'd like to start off by saying love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Um, Tonight is Noble Brian Hicks here for our BBT HolyDey book club reading, and we'll be reading for you tonight. The reading of Moorish, none other than our own chief, Habna Hakeem Good. So without further ado, before we do start, we'll start with our Moorish American prayer. So everybody put those settings in there. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our light, and our salvation, by night and by day. So his holy prophet, Ali, Shalom Alakim, Ayash, Ayah, Hotel, Islam, Amen. Peace, 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 peace.
Peace.
Peace. Peace. Once again, BBT, we do offer literature, and we do have this very important piece of literature here available for you at our website. It's known as mypdfbooks.com, and that's books with a Z. And we also print and bind these lovely books at findingbooks.com, where treasures are found, especially our very expensive books. So if you're looking for this information and material, please contact us. Contact us at your earliest convenience. But without further ado, get into the divine reading. And this is a picture of the founding of the Moorish Temple of America in 1925. 4 years before his death, using formally as Prophet, Sharif, and Mason. Who was no by Isa al-Mahdi. The image crumbling in 1924 crowd of an American black man dressed in blue, sash, and fez, was formally hand on breast like the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, 1887, 1929. To recover the meaning of this obscure and enigmatic portrait, we must discover a lost secret portion of our own history. For American history is defined for us much by its absences and appearances as by its official presence. Indeed, perhaps even more so. The official sources describe Noble Drew Ali as founder of the first black Islamic sect in America. In truth, he was less than this. For there were black Muslims here before him. But he was also more than this. He was an American prophet. He could have stepped from the pages of Melville or Ishmael Reed, a thought of Allah in the flesh, a fact, a poetic fact. And this is by from Peter Lamb Wilson, Sacred Drift Essays on the Margin of Islam, page 15. Noble Drew Ali combined elements from a number of different sources. The Pan-Africanism of Marcus Garvey, Christianity, Islam, Theosophy, and Freemasonry. Islamic elements include Noble Drew Ali's claim to be the last prophet of Allah in his holy Quran. Ali statement in his holy Quran the resemblance of the Islamic Quran. It contains significant elements from the Bible, the Apocryphal, Yahshua's Gospels, or Jesus' Gospels, the Resurrection, a form of Freemasonry text, in addition to material from the Quran. We talk about everything that is working together. Could trace their to and beyond. African Americans should abandon their slave identity and religion and reclaim their typically added by nobility suffragists. National identity card. Men wore fezes and turbans, and women wore a white turban. Moors avoided eating, regarded as slave food and alcohol. And this culture sir, emerged the religion, page 245. Influenced by the worship of the wrong thoughts, gods, that have placed. And today, we were instructed by our Holy to return to all our faith, and we must return what is theirs. And this is Isaiah 28 to their knees, kneeling. Each nation will become to its deeds, which is the vine and fig tree. This day you shall be recompensed for what you used to do. This relates to deeds, which can be actions, yet a deed is a manifest of thought. If leaders use in a manner of dissent, it leaves all the room for the lower self to manifest. The Lords know well of the lower self. We know well of the illusions and deeds pass away. This wisdom is only known when Lords have begun to make ascension, and these ascensions is only through remembrance. Worship is a form of remembrance, and not the only one. Meditation is defined as the act of contemplating or reflecting on spiritual matters. These words are synonymous. They mean the same thing, and these words are meditation and contemplation. This subject is done in silence and usually in the same location whenever being exercised, and the purposes of meditation is for the preference to Allah. Our Moorish Holy Quran, chapter 8, ayah 6 states, Allah lives not in the noise of tongues. There is no way to him from any unclean. Surah 7, yourself with fear and without purpose, and in the afternoons, and be not of those who are neglectful. These are confirmations of the importance of worship. It is these that raise the faith or the iman of the Moorish and our pursuit of being the perfected man. In our Moorish Quran was a student in many different mystery schools, which he sat in only to find commonality with those he was sent to redeem and save. Wherever Yahshua, also known as Jesus, said, he actually corrected the teachings that were given to him and passed on to him. And this is in chapter 12, page 19. You got it. And it says, and it reads, in silent meditation, Yahshua, also known as Jesus, sat beside the Holy Spirit. It was HolyDey, which is Friday, as is today, and many people of the servant cast were in place. Also in chapter 11, page 18, ayah 6 of our Moorish Quran, regard not then what any man has said. Let us forget the flesh and go with the mind into the land of fleshless things. Mind never does forget, and backward through the ages, which is a cycle of time, masterminds can trace themselves, and thus we know. This is a self-examination for any servant to and for Allah. In a more science, Allah's acronym for one name is a perfect, which means God. And in this context, servants mean slaves. We, as of course, are to serve like master and servants. Plus, a masterful example. It was chapter 30, page 38, ayah 1 through 2. It reads, repine not in the state of servitude. It is the appointment of Allah, and it removes thee from the cares and solicitudes in life. The honor of preserving his stability, his highest virtue, submission, and obedience. More are to use the cares of take care of those things to keep us wandering in the unknown. We keep running into the words like submission, breeze, yet assuming power. But utilizes the self-examination is constant performance, building in his understanding. It is internally, a beast in the wilderness. Our worship prayer, also known as a map or as an acronym, can be turned into the acronym and it reads out map. And what is a map? A map is a guide to get you to a destination that is known by the pure heart. Our prophet is our example. He is the way, the truth, and the life of our chapter 10, page 16, ayah 17 through 18. And it reads, the nations of the earth see Allah from different points of view. So he does not see, or he does not seem the same thing to everyone. Man names that part of Allah or God which he sees. And this to him is not a thought. There's another method of remembrance. And with the curse, we can include the names, which are the attributes of Allah, as we find that Allah has many names. So to call the spiritual and belief. The Holy Quran of Mecca, Surah 17, Ayah 110, reads, say, O Muhammad, invoke Allah, or invoke the most gracious Allah. By whatever name you invoke him, it is the same. For him belongs the most best names, and offer you salat, which is prayer, neither a loud nor a low voice, but follow a way in between. In our mouth, as prescribed, he has given us two of the best names. These are protection and God. It is these two names that lift the world and see guidance and protection, preparing us to the nation. If they believe in the one that their protection is, even necessities, that are really comforted, the waters of English. Allah is my protector and my God. This is what we think. This is also secure and remembrance. This is about grace and eternal Jesus and the veil, which is a force of Allah. The five principles, names, or attributes of Allah. LTPFJ is just the acronym. And this is the Bible. And it leads one to truth, which is Al Haq. And the truth brings one peace, which is Al. This is all synchronized for interconnected. For the guidance and protection of Allah leads one to the true wisdom of self and creator, a unified divine experience gives you an utmost peace, and this is freedom and justice. Justice is man being held accountable for his own ways and actions, being rewarded or penalty, which is manifested by man himself. There is also justice on the spiritual level, and that is to Allah alone. We also have other names like protector, which is Yah Muhammad, God, which is guide, which is Yah Hadi, truth, Yah Haq, peace, Yah Salam. These are just a handful of the names that God placed in our life. These are the names to call to call while able to for those understand and yours. God is the all does all their price of worship. Yes. The action of application of our principles, tenets, and beliefs. To call upon Allah's name daily in all that we do is remembering, keeping the name of Allah on our heart. We'll keep the name of Allah on our heart. And this is what produces mercy, justice, love, and right, because Allah becomes our God and our protection. The Lord said is a lie. Over Juali. But Reed Goodman Bay, Sheikh Reed Goodman Bay, has witnessed any Moorish teach on the divine creed. But teach our people their divine creed has not been so let's define what plagiarism is. Plagiarism, the practice of taking someone else's work or idea and passing it off but which means to make something continue is art, and art is art. So Prophet took truth from the divine sources and performed with us in the form of a so all the others came after the prophet's transition, but what breaking from him, but directly to our mental slavery. Allah does not give a foreigner as our redeemer. He does not fit with prophethood. So cross-reference Surah 14 and 4 and Surah 49 and 13 from the Holy Quran, and you can gain a better understanding in relation to us having a prophet who speaks the languages of those he redeemed, so that the message will be clear, concise, and a defensive message. In chapter 1 of our Quran, it gives reference to the cleats of the celestial hierarchy, which references some, not all, of the hierarchy. The prophet made reference that these would aid us. The seraphim, the word seraph is an Aramaic. It's from the Aramaic, and it means to burn. So seraphim also means fiery flying serpent, which dwell in the presence of Allah, surrounding the station of Allah. They cleave. We identify them as the fire of love and healing. They receive the of the angels, and each seraph cherubim, which signify the not. And these are those ones often sent to carry out tasks such as expelling man from the holy city. The cherubim also gives wisdom and knowledge to the lesser angels. Some members have moved so far away from which is spiritual and divine, and find it more suited to put more faith in the works of man. A true master course teacher can show you how to trace yourself back and even take you back themselves, make it rain, thunder, of lightning. These are the possibilities that is more than time. That occurs numbers that are important of our pertaining to Allah, the one universal being, and all things emanate from the one. it manifests from one, kun, fire, kun. The number three applies to the tree. And these strong as the three-step back and at times faith and hope are interchangeable. The number five applies to man in his 5 points, with 72 degrees separate each point, making man 360 degrees as he stands surrounded by the unseen circle. The exercising of your five senses and the study of yourself, the five divine principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. The divine five are all attributes of Allah. We are to live these divine principles without really being actually count. So remember, more a man is a he knows, not what he is told. More is to become our divine principles, literally being the message in the flesh. This is when man knows because he is doing his life. Allah plays deeply in man every attribute of Allah in the soil, which is physical manifest of soul. The soil is the brain. Man has the infinite capacity to be these five divine principles and much more because all the attributes were present. And all the divine principles and he also adheres to the second part that states justice, sitting over the head of man, symbolizes by the star, symbolized by the star of 5 points. And what we know and what these 5 points represent by where we find these 5 points living in man. From Allah and man alone, we Moors know surely that the number 7 is the perfect number of Allah and creation, for example. The examples are 7 days of creation, 7 continents, 7 notes of music, 7 heavens, 7 bodies of water, 7 layers of skin, 7 levels consisting of water, glass, earth, plant, beast, man, 7 days on our face, 7 days in the week, and that's just to name a few. The number 7 is the perfect man, sitting in the realm of paradise. That's certain, being the one of planets, quadrants representing the mastery of the elements and the prophets, which are Confucius, Yahshua, also known as Jesus, as one of the age of time, also known as dispensations. We also use the number 12, which ties back to working. This is known as the 12-step ladder, but Moors see Allah and prefer the odd numbers. One of our symbols, known as salvation, is a crescent star, which was seen below in the sky and our redemption under a sign that took place in the universe, being Allah's mercy upon us. We also have the all-seeing eye, which means healing. The all-seeing eye of the Moorish Science Temple is a full eye, including the unity of Allah and man, and has no shape surrounding, such as a triangle. Our eye has no surrounding. It is not bound by an oath, an obligation, or a contract to another human. How how could be anything else be pertaining to Allah? Cannot be circumscribed, drawn up, and placed in a compartment. It is the symbol of that which sees all things. The other symbol is unity and the two clasping hands. Many will say it represents us being united. And I also agree that this is one of the exoteric meanings. But the esoteric meaning to me is that our hand is placed inside of the hand of Allah, as man and Allah are one, complete the need for an intercessor, as we are thought that each man is a priest unto himself. When man has united with Allah, or is striving to unite with Allah from his or her heart, then and only then can he and she unite with others. This cannot happen if man is idolizing his administration and leadership. This is wrong, and this is why some wars are in the predicament to this very day, amongst the external factors that are also apparent. As we know, some wars have forgotten the divine, the spiritual side of movement, which is our divine and national movement, as our prophet Noble Drew Ali demonstrated. While in the physical manifestation, Moors must understand what you cannot exist without the spiritual, the divine law, which preceded all the books of laws. Moors must pay the same attention to the divine as we have to the national side, and be just as active and loyal on the divine side as we have been on the national side. This is balance, yin and yang, of course. You got to take note. Also, take notice. Moors in the Act 6 of our divine creed, divine constitution, and bylaws, it clearly states that we are to teach nationality and divine creed. Now, let's explain and go over the definition of divine. And it means of, relating to, proceeding directly from. In creed, it means a system of belief, principles, or things. Now, for extra research, some words that are synonyms to creed are ideology, testament, doctrine, gospel, and philosophy. Therefore, divine creed is the process of applying a particular system. Islamism, old time religion, our ancient belief, principles, laws that relate and proceed directly from Allah, and the method of which is expressed as the cultural, spiritual demonstration. Hence, the term Moorish Islam that was given to us through our prophet. Moors are not Arabs and do not prescribe to the Arab nationalistic ideology that they call Al Islam. It does not even equate to what Prophet Muhammad demonstrated as the living. Moors understand, and overstand a system as man, know thyself, and know from without. Islamism, the first divine instruction given to Moors, which is the commandment from our divine creed, is rooted and grounded in Allah and Allah and our connection to Allah. Now let's go with the definition for belief and principle. Belief. Something believed or accepted as true, especially in a particular tenet or a body of tenets accepted by a group of persons. And principle, it just means a basic truth, a law, or an assumption. We must explore our Moorish Islam from its divine side and how it could and should be applied to our daily lives in all aspects. The purpose of man is to give worship, praise, and remembrance his or her creator in thought, word, deed, and action. Three important pieces of literature that all Moors have in their possession here the Moorish Holy Quran, which was divinely prepared, and our Moorish questionnaire, and the divine constitution and bylaws. These three pieces of literature contain many of the principles and beliefs that make up our creed and will be expounding on this from a holistic thought, all for gates of paradise. Prophet Noble Dwali spoke of belief, and that it is what man thinks as truth, and faith is what man knows as truth, and fruition is man himself, the truth. This is known as the three-step ladder, which is not visible at all, but deals with man and the development of his spirit. How many are standing on the master step, that third step, the step of fruition, the seed blossomed to the fruit? Remember, our divine creed will always lead man back to Allah and right back to his own self. More of the true shop being in the mind and the utilization of the spiritual tools to develop oneself, to scope oneself into the perfected man. Chapter 1 of the Moorish Holy Quran has beliefs and principles that Moors adhere to and acknowledge, such as the thought of Allah not being circumscribed. The bodies and souls of man are finite things. Man is not the body, nor the soul. He is a spirit and a part of Allah. Man is a thought of Allah. All thoughts of Allah are infinite. Spirit man is the seed of Allah and holds every attribute of Allah deep within. A human seed from Allah ordained to be the Lord of this plane of soul and the plane of things made manifest, known as the Khalifa or the Viceroy. Now, perfected man must pass through all ways of life. Man has his kernel, which is, his nature springing forth from the flesh, cannot die. Spirit man is one without Allah. All Moors that follow the laws of divine creed of Noble Drew Ali believe in these tenets as truth. Allah is truth, and this is pertaining to Allah, which makes the divine, and it is also showing another purpose of creation, which was to be an authority. Forgive me. So, chapter 1 of our Moorish Quran states that man knows thyself and thy father God Allah is giving us our divine origin and connection. This is a belief or principle from our gospel. We honor the truth that man and Allah are one. We honor the truth, and another name we give is the holy breath, and breath is directly related to the spirit or spirit man, which is a thought of Allah. The thought belongs to the sender, and the thought returns to the sender. A man is the smaller amount, or a micro of the macro. Just like you have a body, like it has negative many micro cells. Pertaining to the more levels of creation, we do as Allah. We create and thoughts, metaphors, and metaphysical realities. What wisdom was released into the atmosphere always returns to the center. So we reminded all faithful Moors to keep our bodies and minds pure, clean, and perfect. What's important to remember is that keeping the mind pure or the thoughts pure, because thoughts shape our creation and create our own heaven or hell, as these conditions are made by man himself, which is a belief or a principle that Moors live out and apply to the self, as our Moorish divine creed always leads us back to Allah or the self. So in chapter 1, is there a mention of religion or even the word Islam? And that's a good question. And Moorish Islam, introduced to us by our Holy Prophet Noble Ali, is older than the organized religion of Al-Islam, which differs from the Islam prophet Muhammad demonstrated. We are told that our Islam comes from Palestine, Yemen, and India, nowhere in Arabia, and these locations precede Arabia in spiritual science. The, The Orthodox Islam world would attempt to label our expression as shirk, binding us with Allah, or not real Islam, but the reality is you cannot separate yourself from your Creator, and to do so is in serve as the is Christ, a unified, harmonious spiritual alignment and connection to our divine source, to our divine source. And knowing the relation is to actually have infinite divine experiences, and how the thought separate itself from the creator of the said thought. Organized religion answer this question because they actually see God Allah as a sky god sitting on the throne or on a cloud. Um, just concluding, this was just us going over our divine creed of Moors, you know what I'm saying, breaking this literature, you know what I'm saying, that's actually valuable, you know what I'm saying, it's just a good nugget to have in your library if you don't, or to have on your phone as a PDF if you don't, especially as a anybody inquiring about Moorish wisdom and science. So, without further ado, that will conclude the reading. And before we do, did anybody have any questions or anything pertaining to the reading for the evening? Islam, and gratitude. Glad that I did that be up for the evening. But without further ado, we will continue with our more American prayer and time for the
So,
evening. Allah, universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our God, and our salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Noble Ali. Shalom Aleichem, Ayash I, Hotel, Islam, Amen. Peace, 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 peace. Peace.